Okay, hello and welcome to the video. In this video, I'm going to talk about how I got started in martial arts, especially Isshinryu Karate. I believe I was about 12 years old. I had just turned 12. And my brother and I and one of our cousins, Stephen Holland, and one of our friends, Josh Earhart, were goofing around and we decided to have a round robin karate tournament. Because now Josh was a blue belt in Taekwondo and Stephen was a light green belt in Isshinryu Karate, and he hadn't yet told us that he was a light green belt in Isshinryu Karate. So my brother was actually a year older than Stephen, and Stephen was about a year and a half or two older than me. I think about 2 years older than me, and then Joshua was a year younger than me, so it was kind of a mismatch. So me and Joshua sparred, and I beat Joshua even though I had no karate training because he was a year younger than me, basically. And then my brother tried to beat Steven 1-on-1, and Steven, being a light green belt in Isshinryu Karate, easily beat my brother, even though my brother was a year or two older than him. Um, and so So, because I think my brother was about 15 or 16 at that time. And so then Stephen explained to my brother that he was a light green belt in a real military grade quality of martial arts, and that he could probably beat me and my brother Sherman simultaneously. So we both tried at the same time to beat him, and we could not beat him because that's how good a light green belt in Isshinryu Karate is. All right. Neither of us had karate training. We used to beat on one another with boxing gloves as little kids and stuff like that. So we had some fighting experience against one another, but we had no karate training. And he easily beat both of us combined trying to beat him. All right. And so then we were like, and we had shiners on our faces, and he laughed at us. All right. And so we then went home that day and told our parents that we wanted to sign up for karate lessons because I had the problem of being bullied in school anyway, which my older brother knew that. And we wanted to sign up for karate lessons because we got the tar beat out of us by our cousin um, in a 1-on-2 handicap. So they immediately signed us up for the same place that he had studied karate. And that's how I studied for the first year and a half in karate under Sensei Michael Storms. I believe he's a ninth degree black belt now. He was a fourth degree black belt back then, but I think he is a grand master now. He has a dojo in Mandeville still, and I think he's still got the A Meat location, but that's too far for me to travel. But anyway, that's how I got started in Isshinryu Karate, and I learned my first 8 submissions at yellow belt when I got my because I wanted the yellow belt promotion so I could get it was the submissions class. I learned my first 8 submissions on the first yellow belt day of submissions class, and the assistant instructor Andre Pierre taught me an awful lot of MMA quality stuff before MMA was even really a thing. He taught me the um, the 8 best submissions for MMA, which are the the front wrist lock, the full wrist lock, the reverse wrist lock, the rear naked choke, the disarmor, the cross arm breaker, and 2 that you never see in MMA but that are just as good as MMA quality: the full arm bar and the reverse arm bar. Um, Andre Pierre taught me those. He taught me one other one too. He taught me the double cross arm wrist lock. Although I didn't really get good at that one until Sensei Mark later taught me to it again, because there's you have to set that one up with some other things. It's pretty hard to get that on somebody that's competent. But anyway, the 8 that I said at first are MMA quality, and 2 of them you never see in MMA, and 3 others you hardly ever see in MMA. All right, so that's how I got started in Isshinryu Karate. My brother got promoted all the way to brown belt in a year and a half, which is now impossible. They increased the teaching standard massively between the first time I took Isshinryu and the time I took it 4 years later. Started retaking it 4 years later because it's literally impossible to get a brown belt that fast now. You have to be at each belt rank for at least 3 months up to light green belt, and then after that you have to be at each belt rank for 4 months until you get a brown belt. And then when you get a first degree brown belt, you have to be at each belt rank for a year before you get promoted, all the way to second degree black belt. Then it takes 2 years per rank to go to third and fourth degree, and then 5 years per rank after fourth degree black belt. Those are the minimum standards. So the fastest you could ever get an Isshinryu black belt, if you like studied every day and were the most talented and gifted person ever, would now be about 5 years. And most people don't get it within 10 years anymore. Um, which I never got it because I had to quit about 6 months before I would have gotten it. But anyway, that's how I got started in Isshinryu Karate. So thank you very much for watching, if anybody watches this.